21st, 2nd September 23rd.
I agree.
That's from my elementary
So
geography.
which is, you say is it equal now?
Equinoxes.
Okay. Equi is equal. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
the scientists tell us on that day the sun would be directly above.
And I think I quite agree because sometime in the
You
past.
have no choice.
No, I agree because I remember that I usually leave my house at about 6:25, 6:30 to make it here in time. That time before now, by 6:25 the day will still be dark.
Yeah.
But I was shocked when I came downstairs to take the car. Everybody was greeting Caro and the rest of it. I was seeing everybody.
Lawo, you were going to say.
I know. I was almost speaking on one Lauba a deal and all that. Sorry about that.
All right then.
All right.
The papers are here, as I said, and of course, let's go through them. The first paper on call will be the Daily Post. The Daily Post starts from Rivers State. Rivers, confusion as ex-head of services wife raises alarm about whereabouts.
About his wife, about his husband.
The man's
her husband.
whereabouts.
Well, I think there was a similar alarm raised a few days following the declaration of in Rivers State, a state of emergency that no one knew where the governor was. But a few days hence, we were told that
In the fullness of time.
exactly that the governor of Bayelsa State decided to take him in and play host to him. So this one, well, it may just be that
the Rivers governor is his neighbor.
no, sorry, Bayelsa. Yes, his neighbor. Bayelsa was part of Rivers before until 8 local government were carved out.
Yeah.
So
you people asked for it.
us, we didn't. It was I could say yes, but how has he helped us? That's
the 8 states, including Bayelsa. 8 states.
Oh no, 8 local
no.
government.
Okay. 6 states carved out by late General Abacha.
Yes,
came as a result of the national conference.
Yeah, demand for more states. Yeah, before then it was 30. It was 4 regions. 3 regions became 4. 4 became 12 states. 12 states became 19. 19 became 21. 21 became 30.
Charles,
30 to 36.
we had concluded that only the military can create states.
Is able to do that. Because even the processes for state creation very cumbersome, and I don't think any politician can do that. The other time, when we were masquerading and they were just as if you think they were asking for about how many more states? About 37 more
33?
states.
33 to
33.
36.
Yeah, 30, exactly. But I just laugh. I just want to be seen as being busy or something.
All right, Rivers.
Yes.
So the other story from Rivers is, according to the Daily Post, ex-head of service Wike makes shocking claims about Governor Fubara. Are you interested in those claims?
Go read.
Get a copy of the Daily Post.
Well, Daily Post is not a hard copy. Just go to the internet and you find it there. I've never seen a hard copy of it anywhere, but that's fine.
All right. Heavy gunfire in Abuja as Nigerian soldiers and Shiites clash.
Well,
the Palestinian protest.
Yeah, I sometimes I always query the use of words, maybe because I studied English and World Communication. When I also read a story where they say the Nigerian Association of Nigerian physicians all of that abroad storm Nigeria. Come on, if you say arrive Nigeria, I mean
the word storm in that context is used loosely.
No, it's not. See what I'm saying.
It's a loose term.
No, well, thankfully we belong to the same genre. Okay, I study communication. I study English. So words, the use of word matters to me a lot. When you say arrive Nigeria or to arrive, but I was editor once.
No. So, Charles, if I said the Zimbabwean players have stormed Nigeria. Does it suggest to you they are armed?
No, storm. Oh, that in that context, that could be accepted because they're coming to play, and the football has a way of eliciting emotions and all the fun. But lawyers, doctors coming to Nigeria, what's stormy about that? So, but again, for this one, that say it again. They say it's a shocking. What did he say now about the rivers? It's a well that
shocking
I said. Shocking. No. That's not it. I think it's about Abuja. You said something about heavy gunfire is what I wanted to criticize.
Heavy gunfire. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think they said they call Kud. Is it Kud procession? That is something they do all over the world, in France, everywhere that is shy. So they were questioning why the Nigerian government should be against them. So before you know it, 4 or 5 dead.
All right, Charles, consider this. Remi Tinubu, that's the first lady. Delta Nursing School bows to pressure, withdraws query issued to student.
Yes, after persons like Showore, Inibere, and all of them. Inibere, all of them, they said no.
Inibere means time never passed.
Okay, this time never passed. And then I understand that after they've, mounted pressure, that the commissioner for health over, they just said they should let the thing go, because the lady recorded it and posted it. I mean, there wasn't anything, that she actually didn't deliberately. What do I say now? Embarrass the first lady. I mean, people were just, they did it as a happenstance. So that's why they said there's no name for that query. So they have withdrawn the query, and then the lady can. I think her name is Edobo something. I can't recall. Osatohame, yeah, Osatohame Edobo. It says she will allow her go.
Okay, Charles. Let's inject a bit of tragedy here. Myanmar earthquake, death toll jumps to 838. That's what I saw this morning.
The last I heard was
international aid arrives, and I hear.
Did you see the video?
I hear. Yeah, I saw it. The military leader is asking for help.
Myanmar is not a very rich country. It used to be Ceylon. Ceylon, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Okay. Now,
capital is Colombo.
Colombo. Yeah, Colombo. Yeah. So I saw the video. I marveled. There were people around one high rise.
The
high rise,
those high rises
went down. And I suppose that there will be people inside the high rise. And the thing went down. Look at this, the smoke, the debris, oh God. And people were running even the guy who were filming it.
You are always reminded, one stroke of nature would destroy man's ingenuity.
Exactly. The thing came down. The thing came down. Even the person who was recording the thing. I mean, the camera. I'm sure at the time the camera fell from the person's hand, because we now lost the recording just ended and all that. Everywhere running.
Charles, from Myanmar, let's come back to our Nigeria. Sexual harassment. Apologize within 24 hours or face legal action. Natasha and the husband write Senator Nweboyi.
This is Nweboyi. Nweboyi Peking or something. Well, I think the matter of Natasha should just. We have more important things to talk about in the polity. It has stolen the headline for too long, for so long. Because we have more important thing than this mundane issue about sexual harassment. Your seat was changed.
You give the impression the harassment story was simply a distraction.
It is a distraction, because that's why I said it.
Okay, you are distracted by it.
No, not me. As a media man, but we are discussing it now. We are discussing. We cannot but discuss it as media men. I mean, that what I'm saying. He just refuses to go.
Why I'm not distracted is I'm drawn to a story from your Edo State. Edo jungle justice. IGP condemns jungle justice, unlawful possession of firearms.
There are two sides to the story. One of the side of the story is the people who this unfortunate those people that have lost their life unfortunately, and also it could have also been averted. What were they doing with Dane guns? And they said they are hunters bearing arms, and then they were moving all the way from Lane in River State, going up north. According to the story.
If they were gun hunters?
Hunting for gun? Okay, well, I wouldn't know about that. So they were saying hunters. The hunters, are people supposed to allow to bear arms? small arms or so,
Yeah,
or light
yeah,
arms, what they call.
registered.
That's number one.
If
Okay,
you
if
get
it's
a
registered,
license, yeah.
that's on the one hand. Number two is that the people who accosted them, who profiled them, and then they raised the alarm to say that they found guns and all that. Because Uromi and Edo Central, they've suffered so long in the hands of kidnappers and Fulani herdsmen and all that. So they just went on their own. I suppose they should have alerted the police to say, come. Police is the only agency in the country that is charged with the responsibility of investigation and to also prosecute.
Yeah.
We have no right. The vigilantes of this world, all of them, once you apprehend, you hand over to the police.
Well,
but they just,
look
at them.
The IG is weighing in, so...
No, the president has also weighed in. Governor, I think the northern government, okay, they also wanted, everything is politicized, not against versus the south. Now, the northern governor say, oh, our brother king now in the south, something must be done. I say, come on, this is not about, it's about the human life, not about whether north or south.
All right, hear this one. I'm not using land revocation to suppress opposition. Wike replies.
I wouldn't
PDP.
know. Well, that's what he's saying because they said most of.
Do you know otherwise?
Well, I don't know otherwise. But we said even some of the people whose lands or whose secretary have been revoked, that most of them they pledge allegiance to some parties that outside APC. So when we have said it is not that he's just doing his work, he said it's the president that gave him the job and then he's doing it and reporting to the president and to nobody at all. So we hope he does the job well.
All right. That's the much we can take from Daily Post. Let's move to the Punch now. The Punch is here, and the lead story is this. Federal government orders manhunt as outrage trails 16 Edo travelers lynching.
They understand about a few have been arrested so far. More as they call, as they said, as they come in. So maybe by the time they investigate it, they interrogate them, we will find out who and why how they did it. They said as a report have said, they suffered for too long in the hands of criminal elements, and so they just felt that these people had no authority or had no right bearing arms. No one, not two, not three. So, but as I said, they are my people back home, that they should have alerted the authorities to do the responsibility placed upon them, not to take the laws into their hands at all.
Okay. Another story from the Punch is this. Cross River PDP deputy governorship candidate resigns from party.
Maybe they have also reached him to cross carpet. PDP, apart from some states, even in Delta State, as we hear, the governor there has been touted to maybe crossing to be ready to cross exactly. So PDP right now is a brand that is not very beautiful. It's a brand that is not profitable in the manner of speaking. So I think which is why I'm sure that a lot of them are even eyeing SDP as a possible alternative to PDP in case PDP eventually crumbles, as people are speculating.
How about this? That's not my husband. Wife of ex-River State House head of service raises the alarm over his interview.
Oh, the one they saw the picture, said, no, that's my husband. He said, her husband is still missing. Yes, I think so. So, well, if the husband is somewhere, the husband should call, I'm here. Or those who are holding him, they should say, okay, husband, if he does. I mean, if he has any criminal whatever, for them to say, okay, we are holding him based on that. So I think this incommunicado will not help anybody at all. I mean, the family is also agitated.
Now, hear what the man is alleged to have said. Ex-Rivers head of service alleges Fubara ordered assembly bombing, suspended governor dismisses claim.
So which means we heard the news that oh God. Politics. I mean, let's leave it that way. Let the reader go there and take a look at more of it, honestly. So the government you served in, you're now squealing and you're spilling the beans to say he was one who ordered the bombing because of that he now ordered the demolition of the people. So a sitting governor will order the bombing of an institution to score what point? I don't know. What politicians they say what God cannot do to us. So what politicians cannot do, Does not exist.
All right. NASFAT, you know that?
Yes, I know about NASFAT.
NASFAT. Cleric slam Nigerian pilgrims over unholy acts.
Yes,
acts in Hajj.
Yes, I saw some videos being referred to in social media. Excuse me. Particularly, I saw one young man. He heard a video. It was okay. God, Allah, give me word like Dangote's word. Give me word like Dangote's word. Number one, number two. Some of them said we're speaking about to. So one is met one of the white Muslims. Okay, crying. He said, "Kilo, what's wrong with this one? If you want to pray. Stop all this crying. You are there and you were filming it." Some other ones say, "Okay, I say, Baba, say, Iyala Yabi, Baba, look, Muhammad." You know. And these things were recorded and put on social media. So the man is now saying that if you go to a holy land for security, for spiritual cleansing, where would you have time to be filming? I also see that even in churches, somebody is during praise and worship. Somebody has a camera. You are filming yourself. Praise and worship that you are supposed to connect to God. Then you have time for frivolities. You are filming yourself. I didn't you not put on social media. Oh, we're just raising our holy hands. Come on.
What was your reaction when in the Muhammadu Buhari days an attempt to regulate use of social media came?
Well, you see, regulate is not banned. I think we need a measure of regulation.
You know,
for instance,
China has regulated.
Yeah, go and look at TikTok. TikTok that everybody's using around here for nonsense. In China actually, I mean, TikTok is a native of China. What they are using to do over there for educational purpose, for scholastic purposes. But here people are half clad and then dancing and shaking all manner of things, and then they say that is that's content creation. So, but for me, I think that even if it's a modicum level of regulation, regulation is not banned. But if you regulate, because for instance, who also are media men, media women, we are trained in this job. We are trained the responsibility of the reporter. We are trained that you're not supposed to have your opinion in any story. You are trained that when you are everything, but over there you just have a phone, record it in, and then without even the 4Ws and nature, we're told about news presentation. It goes straight.
One key training in this business is that of gatekeeping.
Gatekeeper, exactly.
The journalist,
it's a gatekeeper.
Broadcaster is a gatekeeper.
Yes.
We leave the gate open.
But exactly. Then you go make up your mind. But for you also, where did you happen?
And if you make to close the gate, you are told you don't want free expression.
Yes, exactly.
That's
but today everybody is a journalist. You just carry my camera, and then you are filming something without even.
Yes, citizen journalism is agreeable across the world.
But if you follow,
but you must play by the rules.
Yes,
you play by the rules.
Are there.
Yeah. All right. More stories from the Punch. Police confirm officer killed in Abuja Shiites attack.
Yes.
19 arrested. Yeah.
Exactly. 19 arrested. I think they say out of the 5 dead, one happens to be a policeman. But I don't know what a policeman is doing there, because the story says that it was the military, the army, that was shooting. So does it mean the police got caught in a crossfire? Because if you say it's the army and the Shiite that clashed, so police killed. That's the reason when I read the story, it didn't actually make it didn't balance. The soldiers were accused of engaging in physical. Well, not physical actually. They were shooting and all that, and then after the 5 dead, 4 allegedly belongs to the Shiite movement, and then one policeman. What was police doing that scene? I don't know. I wouldn't know. Maybe the reader had to find out for us. I don't know.
All right. Edo man hacks brother to death over disagreement.
It could also be land and all that, but I didn't read that story. I missed it. But why did you have to emphasize Edo?
Well,
because I'm Edo.
When you people tell me I don't know they carry last, any story that comes from Edo.
No,
I want to see whether the story puts you in the first position.
I have changed it. That cliche belongs to Worry. Worry not the carry up. Edo not they deceive. I'm sorry, Edo not they disappoint. Our own is Edo not they disappoint. But Worry not they carry last.
That's why the man killed the brother over disagreement?
Please, second base, I beg. Let's go.
Second base, Jerry. Okay, from the Punch, we'll move to the Vanguard now. The Vanguard leads with suspension of Fubara lawmakers. Tinubu misled Ijaw leaders. Tinubu misled Ijaw leaders explode.
Yeah, where again, see the word explode. You see why I'm always very particular about the use of word. If Ijaw leaders say or claim or so, it does explode. Anyway, let us not water down
we
the
are
thing.
told a news is like a blind man touching an elephant.
But the use of words convey meanings. So when you are reporting, anyway, let me not bore because this is not
explosion in a state like Rivers tells you explosion is not out of place.
Well, explode. What you are saying is that, Oga, this is not how it's supposed to have done. Lawyers, you are supposed to have consulted. And I mean, this one says, what's there? Anyway, what they are telling Tinubu is that actually what he did was not constitutional. That there are other ways could have done it. He couldn't have sacked the entire institution in the state of emergency because you refer to what Jonathan did in 2014, if I'm not mistaken.
The situations were different.
Were different. No, I'm talking about the report. That's why they are saying that he was misled to have done what he did, that he could have done it otherwise. So that's the explosion.
Okay, how about this? Senator Natasha's recall. Opponents scale 6 hurdles.
They're not to
4
6.
more to go.
They're not to 6. Actually, it's still about 3. If you look at what they are doing, they've scaled about 300, and there are 10. There are 10 hurdles you must scale before you can successfully recall a member of the House of Assembly or Senate or so. We understand even right now that even the signatures that we are told have been collected, about how many? 250,000. There are people asking questions. Even during the vote, during the election, they were only able to get about 120 voters coming up to vote at that constituency. I mean, the Centurial district. So how were you able to get 250,000 signatures within 10 days? So now, Senator Natasha also has filed a petition that the videos abound where people were seen, writing signatures for those they said actually has. So the verification is going to start very soon, actually.
All right, 25 minutes past 7. That's your time, radio time, and you're listening to newspaper headliners from the Voice of the People FM, 90.3 on the dial. The next story is a depressing one, Charles. Petrol. Private depots increase prices to 900 naira per liter.
Yes. Excuse me, those who follow me on social media, particularly the Facebook, I said that between Monday and Thursday, NNPC increased their pump price about 3 times. It started from 865 that it was. They went to from 865 to 855. Yesterday it went up to it's actually 3 times about, so it went up to 900 and something. I said, okay, let me go to Mobi because I went to the island yesterday. I came back
don't
at about
advertise.
Sorry about that. So I went to another one that was also 865, jumped up to 945. So as I was going at Alakbere, I went to the one they said one of them, the Dangote refineries partnering with. I bought at 865. By the time I was returning from the island, from 865 that I bought, I saw their neon sign. It jumped to 935.
My happiness is there's a price war on.
But it's not pay. It's not helping us.
No. The war is on.
Can I tell the listener a little bit of the politics?
No. We did help him.
Well, so that they will understand the story behind the story.
I want us to keep going.
Okay.
Our ongoing investigation not linked to Atiku Sanwo-Olu EFCC.
Well, I don't. Sanwo-Olu should. You see, every leader must be very careful, particularly when you are in the political plane, because the birthday party of Chimongo that someone who attended in Grenada, I think last year or something last year, it has come to be, it's about, as if it's haunting him now. If you look at some headline, they'll say, Sanwo-Olu's ally. That's what they are tying that woman to Sanwo-Olu. Sanwo-Olu's ally, Achimogu, declared. Did you hear that? Sanwo-Olu's ally, Achimogu, declared wanted by EFCC because he went for that. But Lagos State government said no, he went for that thing. He just stopped by and all that. Now I understand that Tinubu again allegedly is angry, furious with Sanwo-Olu that some of the money allegedly laundered by this woman were traced to Lagos State government. And then again, not only that they are also accusing the woman of partly funding the campaign, the Peter Obi campaign in 2023, including Atiku's campaign. So I understand that even right now that allegedly Tinubu is furious that why would Sanwo-Olu be dining with his political enemies?
In that context, the word furious is
better.
Is ideal.
It's ideal, yes. Very furious or angry.
All right, hear this one. Abure vows to sanction promoters of parallel structures in Labour Party.
Vows to what?
Vows to sanction.
Okay, sanction. Well, Abure, incidentally, unofficially, I used to be one of his media advisors until late last year. Abure, some people are also accusing him of being someone planted in that party for whatever means. Even right now, Labour is unable to find its soul, just like PDP. Obi came in and took Labour from downstairs upstairs. Obedient movement actually, did a lot for the image of Labour, but Labour did not cash in on that to harvest them. But after the loss of the election by Obi, the obedient movement decided to step down, or there's a word for it now, to back out, and then Labour became naked. So is the nakedness of Labour that you are seeing dancing in the market square today that today Labour is in the news? Labour Party actually is not the news for not the right reason at all. Just this one that you have parallel Labour, which Abure is fighting to say okay, all of them must come together.
Yeah. This story: appeal court declares detention of 12-year-old boy illegal, fines SSS 5 million naira.
Yeah.
IPOB counsel.
12-year-old is a minor. Under no circumstance must you detain. There are rules guiding the minors. Once a minor commits a crime, if it's maybe a homicide or whatever, there are ways to there are places to take them to. There's even juvenile homes where they also serve some punishment, but you don't detain a 12-year-old. under no circumstance must you do that. Internationally, whether it's in Nigeria or wherever, a 12-year-old is a minor. A minor is a minor.
All right. You recall that President Mahama of Ghana came calling, and he has explained why he visited Tinubu.
What did he say? I didn't.
You have to read the story in the Vanguard.
After now, I read it.
Yeah. So this one, Remi Tinubu urges Delta Nursing College to treat students fairly over viral chant.
Yeah, part of why they had to withdraw the query.
Okay. Let's move now to another paper. I have The Nation is next. The lead story, simply, the Natasha we knew. Who is saying this? Get a copy of The Nation, swat the story, and get context to it. Yeah. Did you know, or did you know Natasha before now?
No. Yes. Because she's been in the news. Particularly when she campaigned for governorship that time, they said she was. They said the government in power bulldoze. Dug trenches leading to her hometown and all that in order to prevent voters from going there. So she's been in the news for quite a while. So she's not new to someone like me.
Okay, Plateau government fumes as gunmen killed 10 Myrna manners in Bokos community.
Yeah, Bokos. I know Bokos. Film again is where
Ideal.
Ideal, yes, exactly. Because when you kill people without, you can't just one life matters a lot. You can't create if you can't create life. What right have you got to take one? So you don't want not to not return. People who are worshiping, you come in there, criminally minded element, you started shooting and killing and all that. So whoever perpetrated that, whether one or two or three, must be brought to justice. Honestly, life is very life is how do I say invaluable. You can't value life. You can't place a value upon life because you can't do that.
All right, I have another story here. Male electricity vandal dies trying to steal from electricity transformer in Abia.
It was
What
electrocuted.
else?
Yeah, or what else really? When it happens. The other I also watched one the other time. The young man was electrocuted. I think he went to a transformer. This is the kind of say somebody go do something. Go and hug transformer.
Going to
go hug transformer.
Oh boy!
So that's a summary execution for himself. Self execution.
All right. Mother, daughter jailed 6 months each for stealing bomo, stockfish, dried meat.
Stealing is wrong. But would you say because they are hungry, they should be pardoned? Because I know people will say, okay, politicians who are stealing billions, they are working free. Those who stole bomo should be jailed. Well, I wouldn't know. It's a very emotional story. If you ask me where my perception lies, or where I wouldn't know, because
Your perception is.
I don't know because it's quite emotional. It's possible it's hunger driven, but again, is hunger enough reason to steal? That's another question. That's rhetorical.
Well, that's another story for you to choose. How Fubara ordered bombing of Rivers Assembly by ex-head of service.
Isn't this head of service says is in hide? Whether it's in hide or can be seen. Is it possible the man is being I don't know, compelled or coerced to, I don't know, whether it's now coerced to speak? Well, let's leave it to the police and everybody to. In the days to come, we will get the full gist.
Okay. Deputy Senate President eulogizes Tinubu at 73.
Yeah, I think it's turned 73. Turned 73 yesterday or today. What he did yesterday or it's today, I can't really say, but he turned 73 this week.
I always know one thing. I'm 2 years his senior.
Older. Yeah, I know you've always said so. You won't say, in the days of Palo Show and all
that. All right.
Yeah.
Tinubu signed South Development Commission bill into law.
After that of Southwest. So we now have about six development commission across Nigeria. And you remember it started from Niger Delta, but people were saying, is the only Niger Delta has a problem now? Come on. Why? Oh, our own. Let's sign this. Southeast was asking for their own degradation, erosion, and all that. Northwest was asking for. Northeast was everybody. Then Southwest Southwest before now had the Dawn Commission, which of course was formed by the 6th Southwest Zone. Dawn is an acronym for development agenda for Western Nigeria. Yeah. They came up with that. I mean, South also had its own counterpart, which is called BRAZED, the BRAZED Commission, which of course BRAZED is an acronym for Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Edo, and Delta. But now that's within themselves. But now it's a federal government that has come up with all this development commission. So there's no more Niger Delta Commission. What you have now is South, and then because the two, Niger South has 6 states, Niger Delta has 9 states. So let the listener be aware of that. When you say Niger Delta, it's just not only Joe and BPO. You have 2 states from the southeast, Abia and Imo, as part of Niger Delta. Then you have Ondo from the southwest as part of Niger Delta. So when you hear Niger Delta Niger Delta consists of 9 states, 6 of which are South-South, the Aboriginal, the South-South, and then this. So when you hear Niger Delta Commission, it's no more existing. It's now South-South Development Commission. Although that was under Niger Delta, is now part of the Southwest Development Commission.
NUJ is 70.
Yes, that's our body. The immediate past. Is it immediate past? I can't recall during COVID-19. Who was, I think it's 9. Oh, are you aware? Achike Chude, our friend, is now the National Secretary General of NUJ. He's in Abuja right now. Achike Chude.
Yeah.
He's now the Secretary General, the Seke of NUJ. He's in Abuja right now.
Achike had always been also an Aluta man.
Yes. So he's there now to continue the Aluta. Yeah.
Okay. Let's take on another paper. The Guardian is here. The lead story is this. NIMASA moves to end $1.5 billion war risk insurance on Nigeria-bound cargo.
Yeah, I think it has to do with some of these pirates and all that. So I think they are paying premium for in case of... anyway, let's not tell they can get the
gist.
The gist over there.
Okay, how about this? Tinubu's second term assured Akpabio.
He didn't only say so. He also said that even in Kano State, that right now Kano State already belongs. That he has said so in 2027. Tinubu is going to win Kano State. So he said but again, that such a political statement coming from the representative of the people, is she speaking for their? I mean, now it's not only for Akwa Ibom, it's for the whole Nigeria, because once you become the Senate president, you become the whole country becomes your single constituency. So he is saying that Tinubu, whether by hook or by crook, I wouldn't know. These are my words. It's already assured of 2027. He should go and sleep. That nothing do him, as we say here. Nothing do you.
How about this, Charles? Reps pass bill to return Nigeria to parliamentary system.
I read the story when it first broke. When it first broke about 3 days ago, I laughed. The reason I laughed, I think they're just behaving as a bunch of unserious people.
It's like wanting to create a state, Abi.
Imagine that. Oh, you want to create? Okay, we know we're going to have a prime minister that is going to come from us. The president will leave it there. I said, what's all this? We tried it before, it didn't work. Now we went to president. President is working elsewhere. It's working elsewhere. Where we borrowed from America, America is working over there. Is it about the system or about the players or about the drivers of the system? So when we at independence, when we went parliament, when we started parliament, what went wrong? So I think they are just caught jesters.
Yeah, this frightening one. Tuberculosis kills 35 in Nasarawa.
Yeah, Nasarawa, exactly.
I hear TB is coming back.
Yeah. So
I don't know where it went before.
Well, because I think they stepped up the treatment and all that, but I don't know whether the vaccines for it now is scarce. I wouldn't know. But the resurgence of tuberculosis, it should be worrisome. It's worrisome. It should be worrisome.
All right. The Nigerian Tribune is next. The lead story: dollar Salah allowance. Consider that. Why EFCC should go after reps? Dr. Yemi Farumbi is saying this.
I heard that monies were shared.
Allegedly.
So Yemi Farumbi is now asking the rationale behind that, where you have people suffering. The everyday people can't be assured of 3 square meals. Then you are sharing money to reps, and these reps most of them will never even go home to alleviate the suffering of their people. So he's asking for the rationale behind that.
All right. The Myanmar earthquake, 144 killed. Well, now I told you earlier on, 850.
It's rising.
Yeah, the list is rising.
All those earthquake-prone areas. I mean, Nigeria. Somebody joked. I said we do not have any natural disaster, but political disaster.
Is that why we are paying?
No, the disaster we have are human disaster, the political disaster that are even more than natural disasters.
All right, we quickly move to the Sun. The Sun leads with state of emergency. Tinubu saved rivers. ex-head of service.
Yeah, he says if the river was drifting, that the state of emergency has also brought about a halt towards the drift into chaos and anarchy. Chaos and anarchy. So, but again, the people are saying, as I said, the one they said they explode, Niger Delta, they exploded. They said no, that's wrong. It's wrong. It didn't do well. But again, some people are even saying now, since the Jones, you heard that the state administrator so has sacked all the political appointees, all, not one left.
Yeah.
Now he wants to reappoint. The question is, who and who does he know? Question that people are asking: who is likely to give him the list? Rhetorical question.
Well, this next one. First Lady celebrates Tinubu on his birthday.
And my husband now, not be husband. So if my wife can't celebrate me for my birthday, what it go concern you? Concern me.
Yeah.
Second base.
Tinubu, Humphrey Nwosu's death, a great loss to Nigeria.
And yet they said the same Humphrey Nwosu should not be immortalized. I was really shocked that when Oshomole was
mine. This is coming from my head now. You know, recently a 400+ page book.
By Babangida.
Yeah, not
a single line
for you know,
mention. Not a mention.
Would you say it was a deliberate omission
I think so.
or natural omission?
No, I think it was deliberate. But because he just wanted to arrogate everything and then also blame everybody, and he wanted to make himself righteous and blame every person for his woes. So this was so that Shomole and the other were arguing. I was saying, how could Shomole be arguing like that? The people are even saying that Wosu should have declared Abiola first. Should have declared Abiola first. Even I say what? What kind of argument is this?
Okay, here this startling one. Kaduna SDP denounces El Rufai, says party has no record of his membership.
Which of the SDP? Because I understand there are so many. The presidential candidate of the party 2 Sundays ago was my guest on my radio show. We spoke at length for nearly 2 hours about it. I mean, there are so many. There are not so many. Don't let me use the superlative. There are several fashions. Fashions are coming out now.
Forget one. SDP.
1993. The one that produced the Abiola as his presidential candidate. So you have the SDP now, and the very moment El-Rufai and some of that El-Rufai just announced his defection, then pockets of SDP started springing up. So the question is, this SDP that has denounced El-Rufai's membership, is it the authentic or the unauthentic?
Buy the paper The Sun.
I don't know.
And read it. 7:45, that's the time. And so we apply the brakes here. Yeah. We'll swing the microphone over to you. Dear listener, if you feel moved or if any story or stories caught your fancy, react to it or to them now. 0803-692-9933. That's the number here. And we have a first respondent.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Hello, good morning, sir. My name is Robert.
All right, go on.
I know you are listening to me, but I can't hear you.
Okay,
so
go on.
My contribution is this book killing. I don't subscribe to jungle justice. I condemn it in totality. But Oga Jones, which law in Nigeria give the Fulani herdsmen, bandits, the so-called hunters, the power, the right to be moving around with guns? They call it
what
gun.
story are you reacting to? Please, don't. No. But I didn't say anything by that. I didn't. No.
Ammunition to the north.
Please, dear listener, react to the story we shared with you. I don't think Charles, I didn't read any story.
Boflani?
No, I think brandishing guns and all that.
He mentioned that Jedo killing. I think he later veered off the main course.
Order here. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I want to react to the story concerning Ashwaju's birthday, wishing long life and prosperity. Having said that, the time what he really mentioned that he wants to have a retrospect, at least for the last 2 years. And I want to tell you that things are not really very okay.
No, what story? What story are you reacting to? Please.
Especially two
Please.
issues.
Dear listener, there must be order here. It's a radio station of order. React to the story I shared. Thank you. That's not asking for too much. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Citizen Joe.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Ogacha.
I greet you this morning.
This is Okangwele.
Okay.
The Senate President is telling us that Tinubu's second term is assured. So of all the problems that Nigeria is suffering from, it's the second term of Tinubu that he's fighting for. It shows you the attention, what these people are doing. So the problem that he's trying to solve now is just the second term. He doesn't care about how Nigerians are going through all the hardship. Do you understand our leaders now? So and it makes me feel that between him and Wike and their organ, they are planning something there. How can you just come and tell us that the second term is assured? In fact, that man, I don't want to say anything bad about him, but the man should face his job and leave Tinubu's second term alone. Thank you.
Thank you, too. All right, the line is open. Let's hear your reaction to a story or stories we shared. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Okay. No. Your line is breaking. We can hardly, Mr. Omonsek, we can hardly piece together what you're saying. There's a glitch somewhere. Please call us back if you can. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, St. Jones.
I greet you.
Ikan, calling you from the Solo Kingdom.
Welcome.
Babi, you're telling Nigerian that second term of Tinubu is assured. Let him understand that he will not have the opportunity he has. When he never contested the election, he was given that opposition for him to go to the Senate. Does he tell us that Nigeria do not vote or our vote do not count? Let him understand that 2027, Nigeria will choose their leader, and such people like that will not enter into the Senate again because they are only there. Whatever Tinubu brought to them, they will never scrutinize it, they will never look to it, he will not pass everything. But they will, after looking at what Natasha waste and all that, which is very, very shame.
You can do me a favor. Read the story first. Get the gist, the complete gist. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Citizen Jones.
I greet you, sir.
My name is Lambert Okala, calling from Morile.
All right.
I want to react to the story of House of Reps trying to return Nigeria to the parliamentary system. Let us tell them that they are the problem, not the system. Every system works everywhere, whether parliamentary, whether federalism, or whatever. In the United States and the United Kingdom, their system are working. It is only in Nigeria that our politicians are the problems we are having, not the system. Another one is this web going to Natasha. This Natasha matter is taking another dimension. It's like a tree of Weboy. It is no longer is it a Senate president? What is his business?
Weboy, don't carry your voice side.
Thank you. Thank you. No. 60 seconds are up. There are 60 seconds.
I think he's the spokesperson, deputy spokesperson of the Senate, right? It's Weboy. He don't carry you. He don't put the matter for his head now.
All right. Good morning to you.
Good morning, this is John. Good morning, Shaki.
Ideho.
Thank you.
Yes, it's an astute journalist. The point I want to say that what I'm going to say that the journalists will help the story they are telling us, because during the Okwama Buhari, I was calling someone eyewitness from Okwama, from Ugele, the headquarters of Ugele local government. He was giving me the detail all that is happening at Okwama, but after
what story are you reacting to? What story in particular?
You were saying something that there's public opinion sometimes that when the story is being given, they will digress. But what I want to tell you is that after the newspaper review, it will tell me that all the things that they are writing about Okoma, they are not the real.
Charles, I didn't deal with Okwama. Please, let's play by the rules. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes. The line is woozy.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh dear. Can we manage this? No, sorry. The line is breaking.
Your village people don't hold your line.
You know, we have room for just one call, you know. So we take it now. Good morning to you. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Sir, we are having a lot of problem in this Nigeria. How can hunters come all the way from northern region to come and they hunt in this area they were caught?
Especially if the animal not take them go there.
No.
So they weren't hunting New Rome. They were passing. They weren't hunting there. They were passing.
We are sweeping a lot of things under the carpet. If it is for to some certain people, then the federal government will take it serious to know what happened. It's never done that hunters will come all the way from northern region to come and hunt in an area like that.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. That will just about do it. Charles, thank you for your time.
My pleasure to be here. Thank you.
We'll see you on Saturday.
Glory to God. Yeah.
All
Hopefully.
right. Thank you, folks. We are done with newspaper headliners. Our next show is 5 minutes away, so stick around. Thank you.
New baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people. From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people. From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that make
entertainment and cultural documentaries. Entertainment and cultural documentaries. Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people. From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate
society,
representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people. From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people. From the views on the street,
We go to bed empty hunger.
I hope you got that. You know, when a Supreme Court makes a pronouncement, a formal or authoritative statement or decision, it is binding on all persons or authorities within the jurisdiction, and therefore no further avenue for appeal. The apex court in our country, that's the Supreme Court, made a landmark judgment on July 11, 2024, affirming the financial autonomy of Nigeria's 774 local government councils. So between then and now, state governors have vacillated on its implementation while the country holds its breath. So tired of waiting, the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, has issued a yellow card to any state chief executive that fails to play ball. Labour President Joe Ajaero, while addressing the 8th National Administrative Council meeting of the Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees, NOLGE, at Abuja, pledged to stand by the union until autonomy was achieved. The wise thing to do now was for the federal government and state governments to stop playing politics with a straightforward matter. The Supreme Court had instructed local governments to open accounts with the CBN immediately and get their allowances. As we speak, only 2 states have done so out of 36. So begs the question, are Nigerians able to see or determine who the enemy of democracy really is? Happiness, it is said, has its beauty, but not everyone sees it. Happiness comes from your actions. Okay, let's broach the subject matter. The first of my 2 guests is here, so we'll meet and greet him. Chris Akwarandu is a broadcaster first and foremost, but he has time to be a part of Nollywood, and by extension, is a commentator on national affairs. Chris, I greet you. Good morning.
Good morning, Citizen Jones.
Yeah. I expect Dr. Ken Ikenwa to join us any moment soon. Ken is a lecturer at the University of Lagos. Yeah. So, Chris, how do you open your account here?
Well, you know, this is a country where if people are not grounded in something, or, you know, you didn't start something from the beginning, your problem is you'll either discountenance it or work against it. Now, when we started the presidential system of government after the military interregnums, we would have also initiated the local government system of administration with it at that particular time, so that we'll get used to it. But of course, we were so much bent on getting the president, the governors, and then that's the end of the matter. And the governors became lords of manor and then took over the local government system. And they don't want to bother about Section 7 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, of course, establishing the local government structure, functions, financial system management. And of course, we do know that there's nowhere in the world that a local authority is totally independent or works against the subnational. So we know that. Okay, but the point is, give them some level of autonomy, at least 70% autonomy, to look at infrastructure within the local government area, look at citizens' rights, look at management of the people's welfare within that locality. And then from there you move up, to the state and then of course to the national.
Chris, but we must let the listener know that there are basic functions appointed to them, by the Constitution.
Yeah.
Markets.
Yes.
Beds,
roads,
records,
small roads there.
Roads, and
health, very important. The primary health system.
Yeah.
Because that's the basics of the healthcare infrastructure.
And they need money.
Oh yeah.
To achieve all this.
So taxes, rates, lands, land charges. Well, if you drive into the local government, you donate some money. And in those days, they were, collecting radio, television taxes.
Licenses.
Licenses. So, but the point is, if you don't establish it, it won't work.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening to
happily, your state is one of the 2 states
that have done the elections, yes.
And opening accounts with the central bank.
Yes.
So the Nigerian still finds it difficult to understand who is against democracy working here. Because every finger seems to be pointed at the center.
Yes.
Forgetting that the states
actually the pillars.
They are. Federal government has no land. Every land in the country is vested in the state.
And local government by extension.
Yeah, right. So.
Yeah, you were saying something about the people not knowing. It's actually because
Is it deliberate?
Yes, it's deliberate. We don't want them to know. I mean, it's like when the military were in power, they tried to make you not to think of democracy as something that's workable, that the country would disintegrate as soon as you begin to have elections. All right, there'll be violence everywhere. Nobody will agree to anything. But but we've practiced democracy now since 1999, and then the place hasn't scattered.
Yeah.
We're improving.
When they
every
tell
4
you
years.
ours is a nascent democracy, does it not bother you to wonder how long more must we stay in the classroom?
I think the problem is that it's just a way of, what do you call it, putting red herrings across our eyes. No country is actually not a nascent democracy. Even America. I mean, you could see how things change in America or in Britain. I mean, or even in France or in Germany. So, they say that it's the firewood that belongs to the people that they used to cook.
Trump, for instance, is putting countries on their toes.
He said, yes, he is. You see what he's doing in Europe, right? See what he's doing in Canada, Mexico. So, but in our own country, the problem is that the people have refused to imbibe political education. And that's what the problem is. You've got to be politically educated to understand what's going on. If you don't understand what's going on, you wouldn't know how to participate in it.
But the trouble is, many Nigerians who study political science at school.
That's book.
They graduate and look for jobs in government.
Yeah.
And so
contribute nothing.
It's good night to realism.
And contribute nothing. We have a problem. And let me tell you the truth now, Citizen Jones. The elites are probably 40 to 50% of our problems. And that's a fact. Then, of course, the media contributes a lot to it too. By misinformation, disinformation, underinformation, and no information at all. Okay, so the elites tell the people...
And this is not helped by purveyors of alternative facts, fake news.
Yes, because those ones have to eat. And this is a country where you eat from...
Chris, which kind of eating be that?
Yeah, it's illegality. But then in the country, a lot of illegal things go on because people just want to make money from it. But then let's go back to what you were talking about. The elites have made the people not to, ask questions about their lives. You understand? The issue is, if you don't ask questions, you won't get answers.
Yeah.
So the people don't really want to bother about their local government chairman. In those days before the October 7th ruling of the Supreme Court, 2024 ruling of the Supreme Court. The people passed
July 11th.
July 11th, sorry.
Yeah.
Passed their local government chairman. And they don't even want to know anything that's happening. And the man is just busy collecting what he can collect from the state government. And that's where the problem is. So the basic thing is ask questions. If you begin to ask questions from your ward level and to your local government secretariat, you register births, register deaths, you pay your rates. You can then say, why is this my little road that links my street to the other street, not that?
They are designated local government roads.
Absolutely.
States have their roads. Federal have their roads.
Yes. Why do you want the state governor to come and tar the road that passes in front of your house in the village?
Now, let's further break it down.
Yeah.
Now, prices of foodstuffs are hitting the roof. So if a local government chairman receives his funds directly, remember, no council chairman has immunity. Only the governor does. So it is easy to deal with that chairman if he or she does not if messes around, you know. So if, for instance, Nigeria is the world's greatest producer of cassava.
Yes.
It remains so.
Yes.
And yams. Okay.
Yeah.
So why can't we take advantage?
Yeah, because you don't have a system that runs. If, like in America, they call the counties, you know, so if the local administration works, that's where you have the land.
Yeah.
That's also where you have the farmers. All right? The farmers don't exist in the air.
The airport in San Francisco, for instance, is run by the county.
Yes.
You know, so
because the local airport.
Yeah.
You know, and then aerodromes and the rest of it. You can imagine the level they've got to run an airport or an aerodrome, as the case may be. You know, but here you can't even manage farms or farm settlements. Remember, in the 60s, we had farm settlements. They were managed by the local administration. You know, what you call the native authorities. They were not managed by the states. All right?
You make me remember the dysenteries.
Yeah.
No, is that what they were called?
Those people that do
the
sanitation.
medical thing.
I remember. But then also sanitation and environment.
Not dysentery.
They're also part of what the local government is supposed to look after.
Yeah.
Sanitation, environment, you know, go around, make sure that trees are cut down, gutters are cleaned to avoid mosquitoes and so on and so forth. But because we don't have local administration, the primary healthcare system being set up, remember from
I
the
was
days
going
of
to talk about
dispensaries.
Dispensaries.
Yeah, dispensaries were run by the
local
governments. All right, that is. But when Professor Liko Ransom Kuti came as Minister for Health, he converted all of them to primary healthcare system. That was when we began to build the primary healthcare system. And the country had local government systems. Professor Pate now is actually, as far as I'm concerned, the grandson of Liko Ransom Kuti in terms of what he's doing with health and building on the primary healthcare system. But you can't have primary healthcare system run properly if you don't have a local government administration, because it is the local government health system, that the health department that runs the primary healthcare systems, in which you even can bring in the TBAs, the traditional birth attendants, and train them, and they work for you instead of working for themselves and then increasing the maternal mortality and morbidity. All right, and these are all the problems. It's not just about money.
Chris, let me involve the listener. Okay. Dear listener, if you feel up to joining issues with us or raising new ones, do so now. 0803 692 9933. Don't forget, what we're discussing is the yellow card. That is a final warning given by NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress, to state governments to ensure that autonomy financial and otherwise, were given to local governments in the country, just so rulership at that level becomes more effective. The line is free, so let's make it a dialogue and not a monologue. Okay. So Chris,
yes,
the Nigerian. Okay, wait, there's a call here. Let's take it. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning to you.
Morning.
Yeah, please. Okay.
Yeah. The NLC giving this. I thought the court have ruling that local governments will have their own autonomy.
Yes, NLC is saying if governors no give them that autonomy, they will go on strike. You know, that's.
Now, I want to come in and say something. Why is it that our leaders, it is very difficult for them to obey court order? Why?
Okay.
Why is it like that? But if it's a common man, they will implement that order. But what will happen to them be the leader? And the leader, they say, lead by example. Order will come from court. They will just ignore the say as if that the court have no value. But I don't really blame them, because I blame the judges and the people in that place, because they have said their right. They have said everything that concerns them. That made them, when they give order.
No. But this hold on. This is a pronouncement. The Supreme Court had made a pronouncement. So that one, there's no justice involved here. The pronouncement has come, and you can't appeal it. You can't appeal it. Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think the governors should obey.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, Chris, one of the underpinning requirements for a healthy democracy is respect for rule of law. Respect for rule of law, which is cardinal here. And I want to say a hearty good morning to my guest. He is finally here. Let him catch his breath. So let's say good morning to Dr. Kenneth Ikenwa. I greet you.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for having me on.
Yeah. So, Ken, you know what we are talking about. The NLC flashing the yellow card to governors. Give state and local councils their autonomy, financial and otherwise. And as you just heard me say, respect for rule of law is one of the underpinning requirements for a healthy democracy. Or won't you say so?
Yes. You couldn't have said it any better. These are some things we learned and in secondary school in our government class.
Yes.
It was a major emphasis when you took a course or a subject in government, the rule of law. But you begin to wonder when you bring democracy back to the context of Africa and to the Nigerian multicultural society, if we are not beginning to redefine what the ethos of democracy actually is.
I hope the impression is not created here that Africa as a whole is antithetical to democracy.
Not really, but I think it begs a question. What model of governance should we have?
Should be ideal.
Should we have a democracy that is built around our context? Should we have a system of government that is built around our context,
Is there any African type democracy?
Democracy has existed in Africa even before the colonial masters came. We had the Republican kind of government within the different Igbo communities 500, 600 years before the colonial masters came. We had monarchical kind of systems that existed that allowed trade, allowed intertribal relations, allowed settlements of disputes, and gave priorities to women and gave them a place in governance in that system before the colonial masters came. So we can't say that we were not organized as a people, as Africans, before the partitioning of Africa.
So where's the problem then?
I think that we are still suffering from the ghost of colonialism. I think that Africa was partitioned. Africa was designed in such a way that we continue in servitude to the whims and caprices of the colonial
Ken
masters.
and Chris, when we talk about Burundi in glowing terms regarding
Rwanda.
And Rwanda
basically,
like Nigeria, committed suicide. Rwanda committed her suicide in April 1994. Between then and now, she has picked up the pieces.
Rwanda has grown. You know,
but Chris, when you are reminded that in Rwanda we have a benevolent dictatorship, so how do you react?
In Singapore, you also had benevolent dictatorship. What Dr. Ken was talking about has been the debate, in the academic circles for so many decades now. How Europe underdeveloped Africa and other kind of what Rodney's work, seminar work and so on and so forth. But I tell you the truth, I really don't countenance that. I think the problem is that we have an elite system that is bohemian and more operating like vultures. Because if you had an elite system that would let the people understand who they are, who they were, and where they're going. In all these other countries you're talking about, it's the elites that build. The elites build the superstructure and also build the lower structure, because they're the people who have the learning, all right, and then who have the ability to expand knowledge. And if you don't expand knowledge to the people, we're talking about local government system. In so many states, the local government chairman, what he does is to organize iftar after fast, fast, or in this part of the world, he organizes naming ceremonies, welcomes big people into the local government
chairman.
Organizes marriages.
Have a system.
Mass marriages.
You have a system where the elites are destroying the sub and super.
Chris, I hear you.
So we could substitute democracy in Africa, in Nigeria, for the word elitocracy.
I have a good laugh.
I think what we're practicing, I've said this, we said this last year. What we're practicing in Nigeria is elitocracy. Government by the elites for the elites.
I thought plutocracy has a place here.
Well, that concept in itself has become obsolete. What is on ground now is elitocracy.
Okay.
No, but I'm sorry to burden here, but the truth remains that we should be crying instead of laughing.
Yeah.
Because the elites are destroying the system. We run into the system, grab it for our own personal aggrandizement.
For instance, the House of Representatives is flirting with the idea of going back to parliamentary. Are they jokers? Do they understand what they're talking about?
I'm sorry to say that we are fixated with isms. We are not really a practical oriented people. Dr. Ken was talking about, don't forget that by 900 AD, the Igbo community had really established the knock culture.
Of course, yeah.
And the first was in Zimbabwe, then the valleys of Zimbabwe, and they had established the knock culture. They were an organized society. I'm just giving an example. The Gala communities had really been established. Benin had the culture.
Benin Kingdom, yes.
That was thriving.
They had the culture, they had the technology.
They had the technology. So what are we talking about?
So where is the problem?
The problem is in harnessing the opportunities you have within your environment. There was a time Portugal was a world power because of the seas, right? But then Britain now understood how to fix guns onto boats and then overtook them. You understand what I'm trying to say? It is understanding your environment.
The dynamics of the environment.
What is happening within my environment? What can I do? You know how cars came about because people were a little bit tired of horses, and then, of course, the Daimler and Benz people now discovered how to now make a horse with iron.
Yeah.
All right, you know what I'm trying to say?
Mechanical horse.
That's it. So the idea is, what are my problems? How can I solve my problem? But here, we go to somebody else to say, come and understand my problem and help me solve it. So what are you?
Ken, here, every finger points at the center rather than pointing at the man next to you. The local government chairman is closest to you, too far away from the center, Abuja. My local government, Nkparenin, in Akwa Ibom State.
Tell them it's the foot of an elephant. Have you told?
Elephant foot. The chairman of Nkwareni local government should be the man I look up to.
Yeah.
Is the president of the local government.
Absolutely.
Grassroots leader, yeah.
Yeah. The councillors yield to him, and we had always talked about it, whereas governors have immunity, council chairmen don't have, which means they have no choice but deliver on their mandate.
So it brings us back to the question, your pivotal question, where is the problem?
Yes.
And I want to be a little bit academic about that issue, that subject matter. The catalyst that is actually the problem of Nigeria is the structure. We have a funny structure, and I was thinking while I was preparing to come for this program this morning in my sleep that how did we get to where we are?
By road. We came here by road.
How did we get to where we are? And was Nigeria, and will Nigeria continuously be structured to serve the whims and caprices of a particular cohort of people?
I understand you.
Which widens, broadens, deepens this gap between government and the governed.
Realize that while we're still in this quagmire, we have had 10 conferences. 10 conferences, count and still counting. People are asking for a constitutional conference, whatever that means.
People are still asking for more. Now we're going to have a youth conference. We'll gather a couple of youths together, give them donuts, meat pies to eat, and say they're talking about the future.
And we have had 10 conferences reports lying there. Nobody goes there. And nobody is talking about it.
No, the problem is the legal underpinning of such conferences. Take, for instance, the Socrates of the Nigerian Law Justice Puter's panel that would have really given a certain background.
A starting point, a stepping stone.
Chris, but
towards true reconciliation.
Do you know that the Oputa panel was not backed by law?
That's what I'm trying
to... And then you are asking, was it deliberate?
That's what I'm trying to tell you is that all the 10 you've mentioned, including the present one, the youth conference, don't have legal backing. So at the end of the day, whatever outcomes you get from
it will be a talk shop.
It's just a talk shop. But then, that's just where the problem is. Talk shops can be taken by the lawmakers and integrated into the system, the constitutional system, because we're operating a constitutional democracy. But the problem is, are the people operating it ready to do what it entails? That's what the problem is. And that's also where, Ken was alluding to, whether the people are prepared to walk the talk or talk the talk. And that's what the problem is. That's why we're here today. NSC is also a laughable institution. I owe anybody nothing.
Okay, your country is becoming strike weary.
Nah, because they don't even know what they're doing. The point is, you can't just wake up and say, oh, we're going on strike because the system is not working. Go to the court. You just go to the court.
No,
but you are an organization.
No.
Pause. You are an organization.
Yeah.
And then I know that they don't represent the workers anymore. Since they began to...
So you're reading my mind now.
Course. Since they began...
because I wanted to go historical and go back to Paimodu.
Since
if this is the labor movement that we knew, or that I read about.
I don't want us...
1945.
I don't want us to go into dumping. You bring an idea from somewhere else, you just dump it here, you don't know what it means.
Exactly.
The labor system has moved away from what it should be. There are now political appendages.
Chris, with deference to whatever you have,
Go ahead.
Yes, Ken is talking about Paimodu, 1945.
Exactly.
The railway strike. But even as early as yesterday, Senator, what's his name now? Oshomole.
Yeah, okay.
In Obasanjo's second coming.
Yeah.
Was the NLC president and held the president by the jugular, if you remember.
Yes, because then NLC was not a political appendage. Then NLC was NLC. The truth remains that we are suffering from stymied mentality. This is a place where give me my own and then I keep quiet. Okay, once I get my own, I keep quiet. But before I get my own, I struggle. I get some people together, and then we begin to make noise. What is the rationale for saying you are going on strike because the local government autonomy system has not been implemented? You go to court. Now you go to appeal court. And
no, you can't appeal the statement.
No. At this stage, at that level of that court.
NLC, okay.
Yeah, that is where NLC can go to and say, they are not implementing what you people said. Why are they not implementing it?
But can you really appeal what the Apex
No,
Court
you're not
is saying?
appealing what the Supreme Court says. You are appealing what is being done. That is to say, Ken is not implementing what the Supreme Court says he should implement.
What happens
you have
thereafter?
A legal
What happens
right,
thereafter?
because NLC is a legal personality. NLC can then appeal. You're not doing what we agreed. That the Supreme Court says this is what we should do. You're not doing it. Only 2 states have held local government elections. Of course, Lagos State.
Far.
I think Lagos State next week.
Open the account with the CBN.
Yes, and it means a lot. It means that we are actually beginning to do something. You see, this is a country where people sleep, and then you wake them up by pouring cold water on them.
Yeah.
If you don't pour cold water on them, they'll be snoring. So somehow, we've started the journey. I remember it was in your show that we were talking about local government autonomy. And I was saying, if you do not have local government autonomy, the presidential system is not working. Because that is the third leg. And unless that leg is strong, the two will be wobbling. And that is what we're having. It's just as simple as that. And we don't want to listen because the elites are benefiting from chaos. And that's the problem with our nation.
Okay. Ken, the framers of our constitution knew why they injected the local government as a tier. So, and gave rules. And so, not playing by the rule book is my problem here. Is it deliberate? You talked about knowledge. There's knowledge, there's wisdom. I'm told if you recognize the tomato bulb as a fruit, it is knowledge.
It's just knowledge. But using the tomato now is wisdom.
In a fruit juice, fruit salad. That's wisdom.
That's wisdom, yes.
Applying it for nutritional purposes.
It's wisdom then.
Yes, Citizen Jones, I will always love, adore, and respect you. But I'm seeing a new dimension to you that is getting me a little bit scared. I just wrote down what you just said, and I know you weren't peeping into what I was writing down. Looking at the different catalysts that has gotten us to where we are, the problems. We come back to the Constitution. Because we need to start with, how did we get to this problem where we're having these issues with lack of autonomy or no autonomy, or what I prefer to call what eventually will happen in Nigeria with respect to this subject matter, disguised autonomy.
Disguised autonomy.
Yes, that's what we're going to get. It goes back to the 1979 Constitution, and those who actually designed, the Akitola, Williams and co., who designed that Constitution, they caused this problem. They laid the foundation for this problem. So the provisions of the 1999 Constitution that ties the local government authorities as the apron spring of the state, leaves the local government at the whims and caprices of the governor, leaves the local government elections to be conducted by a state independent national electoral body who has the chairman appointed by the governor. The trend, the patterns, the data is there. The sitting governor in a particular state or the party ruling in a particular state will always dominate when it comes to local government elections.
Predominate, if you like.
Sustainable democracy.
So we're in trouble.
We need to revisit the Constitution and address this issue of disguised autonomy.
Chris, why? But Ken is losing, perhaps has forgotten that the National Assembly is in the process of constitutional review. They are throwing some things over, but that's why they are telling you a parliamentary system is what we need.
They are justifying their sitting allowances because we know that will not happen.
So knowledge and wisdom
are things I can't say. But the point is, I just want to butt into a bit of what you were trying to say. You see, the 1999 Constitution has amended
which is an extrapolation of the 1979 Constitution.
Absolutely.
An extension.
Every constitution is a work in progress. As you practice, you keep amending.
But Chris, you should be troubled here. We elected to ape the American type presidential system, but are not ready to play by the rules. So where did the idea come from?
That's the problem now. You see, in Section 7 of the 1999 Constitution is amended, everything about the local government was stated. Unlike in 1979, where it was just abridged, there shall be a local government, the states shall do. I do agree with you that mistake started from that 1979 Constitution. We did not put in the roots of the local government system, because as at that time you were coming from a military person. What's it called?
About 9 years of military, 9 to 10 years,
interregnum, and people were just interested in pushing the military.
Chris, I thought we should have been. We should have put this blame game behind us.
That's what I'm trying to say now.
We're doing critical analysis. It's not about passing the blame
forward. We should then move beyond where we've been. I am glad the Supreme Court waded into this, because that's why we're discussing this.
Remember former president, the immediate past president, issued...
He took it to the Supreme Court.
He issued executive order number 10. And the court said, no, you have no right.
So that's what started all this. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
We are moving forward. But from what Ken is saying, we are slow in that movement. You understand? Because we should have at least gotten over 1979. We should at least, by 1999, we should have really have moved over to what is happening now.
Chris,
amendment of the Constitution by the present National Assembly, like you're saying.
Yeah, the Chinese say the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago.
Yes.
The next best time
is now.
So why are we refusing to go there?
But the issue now is the National Assembly is telling you we want to move forward. You mentioned something very interesting, that the local government chairman doesn't have immunity.
Oh yeah.
So
if you give him his dues,
yes,
and if he fails to perform,
yes,
since he has no immunity, it is easy to kick him.
Exactly.
Or her.
But that is also a process. What the people in the local government system should now do is to take their own grievance or whatever to the National Assembly that is amending the Constitution, to say, if you put this into this Constitution, we will work better. And if you're able to explain...
the NLC was would have been doing the right thing.
That's what they should have done. Go to the National Assembly.
Rather than giving governors a yellow card.
Nobody's even going to listen to that.
I think going forward with this analysis, because the discussions of this matter are very critical. They couldn't have been more important in our history and trajectory as a country
than now.
We should come back to the definition of democracy. The government for the people, by the people, of the people, Abraham Lincoln, I guess. I think one of the reasons, again, because I'm much about trying to dig up the catalyst, I mean, why we are where we are.
Yeah.
One of the issues that we also have to confront and look at is the fact that we are where we are with respect to this subject matter, disguised autonomy being advocated for local governments, because power has been taken away from the people.
Yes.
The concept of popular sovereignty has not held sway in Nigeria since 1963 or thereabouts, since we became a republic. Power is not in the hands of the Nigerian people. Otherwise, we shouldn't be having this problem. Otherwise, we shouldn't be having governors that will not live in their states and stay in Abuja and be controlling the resources, controlling the affairs of the government of their states from Abuja.
They won't organize.
We shouldn't be having members of state house of assemblies that do not live amongst or in the midst of their constituents.
For instance, they won't organize local government elections, but keep collecting entitlements of the councils.
That's where I'm going to. So what is the problem? Our politics.
The problem
is over monetized.
Well, it's everywhere. Monetization of of politics is everywhere. Vote buying is everywhere.
Oh, I hope you are not.
World.
I hope you are not going to tell me about Trump and.
I'm not interested.
What's the other man's name? The
What's
richest man. What was his name?
Elon Musk.
Tusk.
And all that.
Elon Musk.
I don't want to. No, I don't mention all that because it's everywhere in the world anyway. But I want to take us back to 1960. I keep saying we don't have founding fathers. We had people who were opportuned. If Citizen Jones were to have been around at that time, he would have also been part of the process. But if we had founding fathers,
thank goodness I'm not.
Well, we would have had people.
No, Chris. Let's break it down. No. Just a minute. Because you are leading me. You go there.
Go ahead.
Now listen.
Go ahead.
Chief Obafemi Awolowo had dreams. He was a Democrat. He tried to do something in his western region.
Others were too. Others were Democrats.
Nnamdi Azikiwe, the same in his old eastern region, and Ahmadu Bello in his northern region. And later we had the Midwest.
Midwest.
Yeah. So we became 4 regions, and they were growing at their
doing fantastically well.
So what happened to the pyramids?
You know the problem.
The groundnut pyramids.
You know the problem.
What happened?
We know the problem we have. We're very nostalgic about these things, and when we discuss,
they say memory is very unkind to an old man.
But let me land. When we discuss these things, they were doing fantastically with that. How many were we? The whole country was about 55 million people. Now we are more than 230 million.
That's what they tell us.
Is that an excuse
no,
for?
I'm coming. Now we have 774 local government areas, and
we're advocating for more.
And then you know the number of languages and then dialects that we have.
Over 350.
So the founding fathers, in quotes, should have thought about the growth of a country. That's what other countries, other establishments did. But they were myopic in thinking about just that particular period.
Hold on.
And that's why we're suffering what we're suffering. If we, take for instance now, if we probably had continued operating on the parliamentary system, we'll still be having the same problem we're having, because you're expanding and you are having more people who are not agreeing with what you're doing. Okay? But I want to take you back to Singapore. Lee
Kuan Yew.
Yeah, what he did. We also have the same kind of problems, okay? But then he understood that.
And Lee was here in 1966.
He visited here.
Lodged at, I think, Federal Palace.
Federal Palace. So the issue is, if you have people who think beyond their fingers, beyond their noses, then you would plan for the problems you're going to have. Our major problem in this country is lack of education, and that's ignorance.
Fantastic.
So it is the lack of education that makes you.
So inadvertently, our major problem is mal-education.
That's it.
Mal-educating our people.
It makes you think that your religion is better than mine. It makes you think that your language is better than mine. While in other areas, they think about, what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah.
It's not about you are from Parenin, or I don't know.
The listener wants to be. The listener wants to be a part of it. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Citizen Jones.
Yeah.
And your guest in the house. My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abaran Jericho. Concerning what the NLC has said about the local government and, of course, the state government or the federal government not releasing their money to them, as said by the Supreme Court. I think it is very much commendable that if they go on strike on this, many Nigerians will support them. I don't know why the state governors are pussyfooting concerning this issue. Why they don't want to release, why they don't want the federal government to release funds directly to the local government. It means, just as some people have said in some quarters, that maybe the local government are ways of some of the governors, siphoning
all right.
the money.
60 seconds are up.
Which is very wrong.
Thank you. We got you first time. Yes, Mal-education. Let's go there.
Yes, because that is why I was talking about founding fathers. If we had based this republic on knowledge and then educating people.
Knowledge on discourse.
On discourse, that is
debate, on
your problem.
On dialectics.
Talk about it and let me talk about my own. And we then synthesize these problems and move forward.
We would have superior arguments.
We would have thought about local administration. We would have thought about how to create a system that everybody will be involved in, whether they are youth or women. Go ahead.
Hello, good morning to you. Good morning. I greet you.
Yeah, quick one. I want to support your idea in the city. The problem we are having in Nigeria concerning this local government autonomy is because power has been taken away from the people. That is what we are having. They use
taken away from the people by who? By what?
The government, the so-called politicians. The so-called politicians, they have used poverty, suffering, to collect power from the people that you can no more talk. You can't say anything concerning government. You can't criticize them so that they do whatever they like and go away with it until the people collect the power back from them.
How would they? How then go collect them? How would they collect it? How? Because that's the how is what we are discussing now.
Yes, how we are going to collect it with Nigerians to come together.
Thank you.
Let us forget about the religion.
Thank you. Gentlemen, let me take you back a little.
Go ahead.
The late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe told Sardauna, oh boy, let us forget our problems. Sardauna said, no, let us understand our problems. I think we missed it there. Did we weren't ready to understand the troubles, their problems.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if I take it from where Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe said it, and then we bring it, foray it into 65 years afterwards, or 60, 70 years afterwards.
No, 5 years, then the troubles actually mounted by 66, but then it had exploded. But by 65, you had the Western region riots and the Operation Waited. We had already started seeing those signs, all right, and the cracks, right? Because we did not build the pillars. We were simply just putting sand, thinking that once we pour cement on top of it, it will come together.
Yeah.
I think looking at both individuals, both founding fathers now. One said let's forget, one said let's understand. Okay. I think if we should hold a debate now, I would say Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe's words have prophetically held sway over the nation. Because what we are actually experiencing, from my own understanding now of our problems, is that we're suffering from collective amnesia. We seem as a people to forget things so soon. We seem as a people, 2 years down the line now, there will be another cycle of elections. And the same people that are suffering, the same people that are complaining, will go back to the lines and collect this and that and forget to ask the questions.
That viewer was
forget to ask the question.
That viewer was talking about something important. He said, and that was echoing what you said, that the power wasn't...
It's been taken from people.
Or was taken from the people.
Yeah.
But I disagree. Power had never been with the people. The point is that...
So if power has never been...
No, never been with the people.
We don't have...
Power. The people don't have the power.
Proper functioning democratic system.
That's what I'm trying to say. That we've never given the people power.
Or we have not copied it the way...
I want to go
we have not replicated the way...
I want to go back... I want to go back to when Dr. Azikiwe was kicked away from the Western House of Assembly after he won the election, when he was told to go back to the East. And he went to the East and drove Yoeta and said, go back to your place.
I remember the statement, I returned to the East from whence I
came. Now, that is the point I'm trying to say, that we didn't have founding fathers. We had people who were...
You are closing your thoughts now.
Oh, yeah. Who were opportune to be there. They were opportune to be there. So, for the local government system to work, let me say this. One, were making progress. As soon as the Supreme Court came into it, you see, things began to work. 2, the people now have to ask, why haven't we had the power? 1, how do we get the power? 3, how do we use the power?
Yeah.
You can have power without knowing how to use it. You never had it before.
In fact, you know, to borrow a line from a popular tire commercial, power is nothing without control.
Control, that's it. So we need to now ask ourselves, once we get the power, how do we use the power? This was what was not asked in 1959/60. By 60, we had the independent constitution.
Should the question be, how do we use the power?
How
can we use the power? Can we function?
Because you don't have education.
Yeah,
you have maladjudication. Other people look at
power corrupts.
Look at what Lee did. Look at what
and the fear of losing power corrupts
more
absolutely.
You see, Lee knew that his people needed knowledge. So what did he do? He increased the ability to get education to 97%.
Yeah, Chris, Lee Kuan Yew went to America and saw almost all the people who came to receive him were chewing gum. You know, and spitting here and there. He got back to his Singapore and
legalized
bad chewing gum.
Yeah, they don't have
chewing gum. They don't chew gum.
Say anybody where they chew gum, not they serious.
No, they serious.
So how do you close there, Dr. Ikenwa?
Well, I retort back to the first female Prime Minister of India, I think Indira Gandhi. She'd said something just like the paraphrase that progress must be built, I'm paraphrasing now, on the ability to ask questions. And I think with the subject matter of NLC wanting to push for a strike and what I now call the disguised autonomy for local government councils or governments, as it were, I think the real question I want to ask, and I want us to continue with this debate, maybe next week or some other time, is to focus on this. Why is this issue coming up now? 1, are we pushing for local government autonomy because the local government can be a true catalyst for development?
Remember the statement, there's nothing like an old idea whose time has come.
Okay, so I hope this time has come, but we still need to ask this question.
The time has come.
Why now?
Because
is
we have
it
to
for
grow.
Developmental reasons?
It is.
Or is it that somebody somewhere, another cohort, are trying to play to a political base?
No.
But you know what my students call me, sir?
Ken, the time has come, and that is what we are.
Chris, don't start another debate.
I am known as KI, the Oracle, Kenneth Ikenwa, the Oracle, and I want to speak as an Oracle.
All right.
This subject, this issue will not find a resting place until the 2027 elections.
All right, folks.
Ask me why the next time we meet.
All right, folks. We draw the program to a close there, but not before thanking Dr. Kenneth Ikenwa. Thank you.
I need to apologize for coming a little bit late.
Chris Akwarando, many thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. James.
I'm out of here, and I'll turn things over now to thank God. Thank God, come on, we are done.